Hello my soccer universe. I've almost always been a fan of the French national team. Maybe not to the levels that I support Italy and the Netherlands, because they go way back, you know, when Milan of the early 90s had the Italian stars and of course the Dutch stars. Then I of course also went for those particular national teams. But France runs it pretty close, almost at the same level as Argentina. You can imagine how unhappy I was that the two nations more or less fell out in the aftermath of the 22 World Cup. I really hope that grass will grow over all this fallout and maybe they can like each other again in the near future. But that's beside the point. Why did I say almost? Well, I started studying French in school a little bit against my will. I was kind of forced into that one at the age of 14, and needless to say, it didn't go well at first. I think twice I was almost failing, you know, it just didn't click. However, then we took a class trip to Paris for 10 days and it all started to click. Not that I became very proficient in French, but I fully indulged in there. And then it also, of course, didn't necessarily hinder my liking of the French national team that they had a player like a Zinedine Zidane, who was just wonderful to watch. Although, controversial opinion, he might be one of the most overrated players in recent history. Not because he was not a great talent, but he showed up less often for his club team than he did, for instance, for the French national team. But we all remember him in the French national side, of course. Now, if you look here, the jersey that I'm wearing is my first ever France jersey. At the time I thought this is the most beautiful jersey that has ever been released, although secretly I knew that my 1990 Italy shirt is probably still better, but this was just so pretty and beautiful. Not sure, it's very much a sign of its time. I still like it, but I don't love it as much anymore as I did back then, but it's still one of my more cherished shirts in the collection. I think this was my 5th ever jersey in my collection, and I think this was also only the 2nd one that I ever bought with my own money, including the shorts. I still have the shorts, I barely ever wear them, but you know, just to give you an idea, I absolutely love the jersey, and from that moment on, France national team. I really was happy when France won the World Cup in '98 because I had this jersey. I didn't see a need to get this one, although I have to say I really wanted it a few years ago. My brother gifted it to me. I'm really happy about that, although it's an M now. And as you can see in my collection, I have pretty much every one of the important recent national team shirts. We have the one from Euro 2000 with Zidane name set. We have another Zidane from the 2006 World Cup, the headbutt shirt. We have the one that they won the World Cup in 2018 over there. The one they won in the World Cup final in 22. And then we also have here the Nations League winning shirts from 21 and 2 others that I actually really liked. This one is an underrated classic to me. And this one is one of the best away shirts that France ever had. I really like the retro feel. Unfortunately, France was not good at that time. So yeah, I have a good French collection. However, there was one shirt. Maybe there are more shirts, but there was one particular shirt that I really wanted to have. And then, you know, I got some bonuses from work for doing good work, and I thought Father's Day is coming. I really want to get a special jersey. And I saw this special France jersey on Vintage Football Area, together with a Milan shirt from the early 90s, if not 89 or something like that. And I probably would have gone with the Milan shirt, however it was all sublimated in, so I thought, nah, paying the same price as for this France jersey, that doesn't sound quite right, especially for such an old jersey. Part in helping me make this decision was, of course, my buddy Andy. And Andy then also said that, you know, there is one particular jersey that is also sold on Vintage Football Area that I really would like to have as well. And if you can get it for me, we can split the shipping and it will be cheaper for him to get it this way, you know, with all the import fees and so on and so forth. I said, of course, let's add it. So it's another France jersey. Now, the main jersey in this video, the one that I really wanted to have, and that was quite pricey. We're talking around 200 here. However, I found a 20% coupon online, so took some money off. So the main jersey here is already out of the parcel, and this jersey is still in this parcel, so I kept it in here. There was another shirt, of course, in this parcel, which was the Vitória de Guimarães jersey that I've unpacked, and I'm linking it up here. And I would say, let's first look at Andy's shirt. It's also pretty. The other one is already on a hanger, so I will introduce it to you just a little bit later. But let's look at Andy's shirt first. The parcel was already opened. I'll let you have a gander. Not much of a gander here. Here, it's a whitish one. Let's take it out. So, actually the material feels quite nice of this one, I have to say. It almost feels cloth-like. Which probably at the time was not a surprise. I'm talking too much, I probably should show it to you. 1, 2, 3. It's of course the 2011 away jersey, the first ever away jersey by Nike. I just thought it's just too much on your nose French with the marinière pattern, but on the other side it actually is quite nice. And if you feel the material, this is really a shirt that you can wear out. I am probably on this jersey not too big of a fan of the way that the crest has been applied here, although it makes sense. If this came out now with the now modern, old school looking French logo, I think this would be a much better jersey. But I still think this looks overall really nice. It actually has not many features. The one thing is the 1 star. Back then France were only a one-time world champion. Also here above this rooster logo, which I thought was smart, but it's maybe a little bit too modern as well. And other than that, it's kind of blank on the back. And that's about it, but it's all about this fashionable marinière pattern that I actually think is quite nice overall. Back in the day, if you compare this with all the Adidas jerseys and you were used to those and then this comes out, yeah, this was different. I mean, I love this jersey here because this is classic French with the pinstriping pattern. This is more of a sports jersey. This is leisure wear. But it's a really nice one, I have to say. I almost would like to have it now myself, but you know, this one goes for Andy, and I have to say it really is in great condition. So this was definitely worth the price minus the 20%. I decided to hang it here on the side because it's not necessarily part of my collection. However, it still is very prominent in the picture. It's a brilliant jersey now. I wish that France would bring this back. I mean, this is so often it happens that a company takes over a national team and usually comes out with too safe or maybe some really nice jerseys to bring the fans on board. And then they only use them for a year, and for the next World Cup or the next Euros, they sometimes release them some crap. Like France almost did. I mean, the follow-up jersey was just, you know, a bland white shirt with, you know, the pattern on the sleeves. And for World Cup 2014, they did this, but having it rather faded. So yeah, this is the original, and I think it should have stayed way longer. They didn't need to release a new one for the Euros that year. Onto my jersey. It's also a Nike shirt, and it's the big equalizer of sorts. As you can see, I have 5 Adidas shirts from France and I have 4 from Nike. And the one thing I have to say is that I really liked when France played in this more royal blue, although I never disliked these navy blue shirts. I think the color is brilliant. However, for me, France always should be blue. And there's one particular jersey that really embodied that, and that was absolutely special. And let me show it to you. You probably can already guess it, but it is Nike, but it has the lighter blue color. I would even go so far, probably too light of a blue, but it just looks brilliant. 1, 2, 3. It's the Centenary jersey from 2019 in the long-sleeved version. This was sold only in very limited quantities. I mean, still enough that it's not super rare and it's not numbered. But when I tried to buy it, I think a day after this was released, I couldn't get it online anymore. And back then it sold already for a decent price. And I was sorry to not get it. And yeah, then I've never seen it until I saw it recently. It's nothing special per se design wise, however it embodies everything that I like about a clean Centenary look. It is clean. The Nike logo, you don't even see it. It is all about the rooster here, which is in golden. Yes, now we have this one in golden, and the latest version is in full color, which I actually also like, although the color is not so cool. But it of course says Centenary and then 1919 to 2019, so it's pretty cool. I also like that it's a long sleeved version, and I absolutely love the color, this really light blue. There's a nice touch here with the French flag on the inside of the collar, and of course you have another Centenary logo with this more modernized crest in here, so Centenary again. And yeah, It's really nice, and on top of it, it's in my size. This was worn in a, I want to say, Nations League match or qualifying match against Iceland. I think they beat them 4-0. I have been going back and forth whether I should get a name set for this one. I think I could find one, although not one that I would really like. I think a Pavar or so on. But on the other side, I like the clean look of this one. I mean, you would need to get the logo for the World Cup as well, and then everything starts looking a little bit weird. But you know, that's still to be decided. But yeah, it is blank on the back. It is the Nike template, you know, from 2018, however, with a buttoned collar. And the collar. It's all about the collar for me. It looks retro, it looks wonderful, and it was a jersey that I really liked. Did I overpay? Potentially, but you know, if you like something, then I don't mind paying a little bit more. Just look at that crest. Just look at how pretty this is done in all its glory. Oh, wonderful. I love these details. I mean, this rooster back on the France shirt is just one of a kind to me. This is the best national team logo at the moment. Close second, I think, is the lion from the Netherlands, although they dumped that down, whereas France always made it really nice and stuck with that one. As far as I know, this jersey is the one that was sold to the public, so this is the stadium version if you would like. The player version, of course, had all the ventilation from the vapor knit, and I'm not sure if that was ever sold. I do have on my blog an article where you see also the details of the vapor knit version, which is also really nice. However, I'm more than happy with this one, the more regular stadium version. It's very pleasant to wear. The material is so soft of these. It's an absolute pleasure to wear shirts like this. Not that I'm planning to wear this a whole lot. However, for now, this is more or less for me the stand-in for the current home jersey, which has a similar tone, but you already see we have here the royal blue of the Adidas jerseys, and then this is slightly lighter, and this is probably going back really to the beginnings of the French national team, although I think even at the very beginning it was white. And you know, the beginnings of the French national team is very complicated, because 1919 sounds a little bit too recent. Yes, there were two competing associations and so on. It's complicated. Check it out on Wikipedia, the whole story. But you know, the first time that it was a fully recognized French national team happened then in 1919. Beautiful jersey. Both of these really class jerseys. Now, my French collection, I have to say, of national team jerseys, probably among the better ones, if not the best one that I have. I mean, I have many Italy shirts, but I don't think I have as many special Italy shirts, if you would like. I mean, the 98 World Cup home jersey, the two Zidane jerseys are pretty cool. Then that I have these jerseys with name sets. I mean, it's nothing really outstanding. None of these are match worn, but I have a feeling that this might be my best national team jersey collection if I go by country. I mean, Austria also doesn't quite do it. So I would say my French collection is the best in my collection overall. Now, of course, the big question, are there any other France jerseys that I would like to have? Well, let's say yes. The one that really sticks out, although I don't really see the need from a color point of view, but it was so stylish, is one of the best jerseys from 2014 World Cup, which was the home jersey. I absolutely love that one. This is probably the most stylish jersey that Nike have ever released. That is one that I really would love to have, but I don't want to pay north of 50 euros for that one. This one needs to come in cheap, I have to say, because this was mass produced and I should find it at one point. But this is one that I would love to have. If we go a little bit back, the other one that sticks out is probably the 2008 away jersey in red, because it was something different. That I think would be interesting, and yes, we can then go way back maybe to the early 90s, but those become then a little bit more expensive. I think the 96 away jersey was a nice one that I did like. It was very bold, will nicely complement this one as well. I have to say, in the mid 2000s, I think Adidas lost it a little bit. They lost their touch, and then it was good that Nike came in and created some nice shirts. I think that the current home jersey, if it wasn't for the weird color, would be an absolute banger. However, I think I'm gonna forego that one unless I find it really cheap. In any case, please let me know, how do you like these two jerseys. As I said, my Father's Day present. This one, Andy, will come to you relatively soon. I hope you will enjoy this a whole lot. It's a classic. It's a historic shirt that actually was not seen that often, and I really bemoan that fact as well. But yeah, let me know what you think about these two jerseys, but also my French collection in general. How do you like that one? Is there a shirt that I'm obviously missing? As I said, two that come to mind immediately, the other one's probably a little bit out of reach. Any case, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I'll talk to you soon with more things in my soccer universe. Bye! Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are some videos and playlists that you may enjoy too. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the little bell icon so you get notified whenever something happens in my soccer universe. And with that, have a wonderful day. Bye!